Today will be our last session for this training. Class started. Yes, I have got one WhatsApp text. Give me a second. Okay, so we'll be looking on to the some of the topics that how we today basically the purpose of this training is just to make you understand about the closing of an account. Now let's suppose you have been executing all the services along with me and throughout this course, and few of those services are free of cost. That means this falls under the free tier, and few of them are, of course, these are the paid ones. So before closing this session, I want to make sure everyone is able to close their AWS accounts, and so that you don't have any of the charges. So that is required. But since बेटा you will be having an evaluation, आपका viva भी होगा. For that you need to have the AWS accounts. Okay, so now this is totally up to your discretion whether you want to close your account now and whether you want to create a new account at the time of your evaluation. You can do that as well. Or if you want to have the current account, make sure you shut down all the services which you have activated throughout this course. Okay, and the second very important thing is related to your projects. Better for the project, since we have seen all lot of services like load balancers is there, buckets are there, and databases we have seen the monitorings, instances, and whole lot of other stuffs we have seen. Now the point is, you can execute the project. So since few of the services are paid services, so which you might not be preferring using, but few of them are free of cost, that uh, of course you can work on it. Now you'll find a lot of projects. Now since you have the basic one that I want everyone to execute is, uh, try to deploy any of the static website, so you'll get a lot of codes readily available. So either you can visit to the GitHub or any such account, try to get the code. If you have a static website, if you have developed your own website, that's okay. But if you don't have the code, try to get it from the GitHub. अगर मिल जाता है तब भी ठीक है. If you are not able to find that code, you can tell me, I'll provide you with the static code as well. Okay, I'll tell you the GitHub repository from where you can fetch the code. So get the code, static website code. Either try to deploy it using the EC2 instance. आप EC2 instance के साथ भी उसको deploy कर सकते हैं, or you can deploy it as a S3 bucket, that also we have seen. Okay, so you can deploy it. So I'll leave this, I'll not guide you, I'll not spoon feed you कि कैसे कैसे steps के साथ how you can deploy it, because we have seen majority of services, and using those services you should be able to deploy a website. Okay, so you have a code readily available, GitHub से मिल जाएगा आपको, and try to use the AWS services and try to deploy the code and run the any of the static website. Okay, so in case you find any difficulty, आपको लगता है कि sir, I have the code, I'm trying to execute so and so things, but I'm getting this much error, or I'm not able to proceed from this point onwards, but in that case you can approach me, I'll guide you in that particular step. Okay, so I'll not be executing the whole project for you, because of course that is the learning outcome. So after 1 month of training, at least you should be able to deploy a very simple static website either on EC2 instance or on that what we call S3 bucket. So consider these 2 point of entrances. If you're able to do it, then that's well and good. That means you have learned something out of this training. But since if you feel like, sir, I don't know how to do this, in that case, Peter, when you will do something, suppose you are doing something and while doing it you are encountering some kind of errors. Okay, so in that case I'll help you out, not from throughout, from starting first step to the last step. So वो spoon feeding बेटा हो जाएगा training के बाद. If project is also, I'm making projects for you, so that is not going to be the correct thing. Do it at your own. In case you find any difficulty, you can always approach me, and I'll definitely try to help you out in that circumstance. Okay, so you have a sufficient time. But जुलाई का month आपके पास already complete July month you have with you, and in the August, most likely in the month of August, when the semester is going to join, maybe in that case you have your evaluation. So whatever you have learned in this training, so you'll be evaluated based on that parameters. Okay, and moreover, it is not that that you should be readily having the this project. So because of course the knowledge that you have gained is more than sufficient, that you can convince the examiner or the evaluator that you have learned something out of it. Okay, so this is few of the important instructions. I hope I make some sense. Are you able to get me? Beta, are you able to get this? Are you able to get this? Okay, so this is done. And the second part, okay, let's move to our management console. Okay, let's move to, but let me share the screen first of all. And okay. Mm, so beta, another service that you can see, that is the code deploy. Up code deploy is also one of the services. You can just play around with it and you'll find a lot of options to deploy the code. Okay, so this is, I have simply searched the code deploy. So you have got this interface: sources, artifacts, build, deploy, okay, pipelines and settings. So simply you can go to the GitHub. uh, GitHub static website code, Cloud Academy. The codes is simple static website, GitHub, free static HTML website template. Okay. See, nobody is going to judge you if the website is looking great or not, if it is a static or if it is a dynamic, because this is not the full stack development course. So our purpose of deploying the website is that we can convince any of the evaluator that yes, using the AWS cloud, we can have the virtual servers. I can deploy the virtual servers. I can create the virtual websites that I can completely run over the cloud. So that is the perspective. That is how we need to do it. So open any of the link better. Let's suppose I open this static website. Open this link. You'll be definitely getting certain code. GitHub. Okay. Static website. Get this. See, you'll get the images folder is there, template screenshot. So this is one of the project is readily available. Beta, I don't know which project is this. So readme md landing page website for an app. So this in, open this css jar files, everything is index.html file. So if I'll open this index.html file, you'll find the entire piece of code is being written. So you need not to code any website. So code will be readily available. You just need to figure it out how you can deploy any of the project on the AWS. So that is what you need to figure it out. Okay, static HTML. So this is how this is slides. So this is how the website will look like. Okay, you can deploy it on AWS. So that is a task for the month of July, and you need to complete this. Let me move this. And if in case you are not able to do, you can look onto this code deploy. Okay, so that is what I have told you. Create an AWS code deploy development project. Create an application. So application name, compute platform, whether you want to execute on ECS, AWS Lambda, or whether you want to execute on EC2 instance on premise, you can have this. Let it be demo project. I'm not going to do this, just going to give you the little. Create an application, application created, create a deployment group. Okay, deployment group name, service role ARN number you need to have. so you can read it and you can deploy. In place or blue green, let it be updates instance on the development group with the latest application revisions. During the deployment, each instance will be briefly taken offline of this, replaces the instance of the deployment. Choose as per the options you feel right. Automatically copy Amazon EC2 auto scaling group, manually provision. I want to have a auto scaling, you can give the name here. Okay, reroute the traffic and lot of load balancer you can give. Terminate the original instance, how many days after, hours after, minutes after you want to do it. So this is load balancer. Create deployment group. Inside the deployment group you can deploy the website. This is one of the way. Okay, this is one of the way in which you can do it, or you can directly, visit it. Okay, so apart from this, we are here to see the, so this is very important one, that is the billing dashboard. No matter tomorrow, beta, once you are graduating, once you join any of the organization, either as the cloud practitioner, cloud operator, or the architect, any of the role you're going to join, you need to have an idea how the billing is going to be generated. Because since we are dealing with the student account, we are least concerned about the billings. Okay, but in the companies, you need to have an eye on this particular model as well. So this is really important. Okay, so let's explore this. You'll see AWS Academy current month total forecast is 0.94. That's a total forecast. Okay, and highest data transfer trend compared. Okay, view your bill. You can click on view your bill. Under that, you can see that for the month of July, I can view this. You can go to the month of June. Okay, so 80 rupees is the bill, $1 for the month of May. So we have been we started on 30th May, and for the month of June, you can download the CSV file for the billing. Suppose, okay, new bill space experiences available. Okay, let's move this. Okay, so that's the bill for the month of orders and the invoices. You'll find a lot of details in order and invoices. Okay, start and end date, credits, purchase order cost, and the usage report. Another very important one, enable report, cost categories, free tier. So Amazon Elastic Cloud Compute, current user 7 hours, CloudWatch 44 request, simple notification service 3 request, then CloudWatch 0 GB forecasted, and this is the summary of the free tier. Billing conductor, cost management, cost explorer. Okay, so cost provide recent analytics, visualization, launch cost explorer. You know, no need to do budgets. I want to show you how we can forecast the budget. This is the important one. In the budget beta, you can see AWS budget says custom budget that alert you when you exceed your budgeted threshold. So let's create one. Let's create this one. This is important. Creating a budget simply means, now let's suppose for my organization I am having a budget of $10. Okay, so I am having the budget of $10. I don't want to exceed using the AWS services more than $10. So what I can do is I can set up a budget, and in budget I can have a threshold value that the moment 70% of the budget is used, I need to have a message, or I need to be reminded that you have used the 70% of the budget. So likewise you can create the budget. Okay, so we'll try to create one budget. Once you have a budget created, AWS budget allow you to create budget, forecast spends, and take action on your cost user from the single location. Okay, so let's create a budget. Okay, so this is the cost budget that is being recommended. So monitor your cost against specified dollar amount. So this is being written, it monitor against the specified dollar amount, let it be $10, and receive alerts when your user defined threshold are met. Let's suppose 70% of $10 will be $7. So I want whenever the usage will reach at $7, I need to have few of the actions. I want to shut down few of the services. So using the cost budget, the budgeted amount set represent your expected cloud spend. So this is very very important because we don't want to pay unnecessarily. So the have we estimating and setting the budgets is very important. So let's click on the next. Okay. So once you click on next, because clause isn't enabled for this account, you won't be able to view filter your historical data. Okay. So is it cost data and budget name? Let it be have demo budget. Okay, so then you will see the set the budget amount. Okay, so we need to set the budget amount, and the period means daily budgets do not support enabling forecast alerts on daily budget planning. So you can set, see, daily is there, monthly, quarterly, or annually. So you can choose after how much duration you want to be intimated. So you can set the daily budget as well, but for that you will not be having the forecasting alerts. Okay, so I'll keep it as the, let's suppose, the monthly. Okay, I'll keep the monthly. And the budget renewal type, so whether you want to suppose for the it is monthly. For the month of June, I have $10 budget. Do I want to have the $10 budget in the month of July, and do I need to have a $10 budget in the month of August, September? So whether I want to have a recurring budget which is going to repeat itself, or expiring budget, that means I want to only have it for the month of the June or for the July. Okay, you can choose any of the one. So as of now, I'm going to choose the expiring budget. Okay, so recurring budget renew on the first day of every monthly billing period. So monthly billing period ke baad, this is going to be okay. So recurring budget, it is auto going to renew first day of every monthly billing period. Okay. The next is expiring monthly budget, stop renewing at the end of the selected expiration month. So you can specify the expiring budget start a month and the end month. So suppose today is July and today is 2nd of July. So July 2022 to end of, I can specify August 2022. Okay. So budgeted method is either I want to have a fixed one, create a budget that tracks against a single monthly budget amount, or I want to have a planned one. I want to have the planned budget or auto adjusting budget. So there are few categories. In the fixed budget, you can track against the every month budgeted amount. You can track that. It's a fixed month that is not going to change. Agar $10 specify kar diya, so it is going to be $10. Planned one, specify a budget amount for each budget period. So you can specify as per the requirement. You can increase or decrease the budget. Auto adjusting, that's a new user spending or usage pattern dynamically set your each period. So let it be fixed one. So enter a budget amount. Let it be, I'm going to write it $10. Okay, so last month is $10. Budget scope, all AWS service recommended, filter service, AWS cost dimensions. So select a specific dimension to the budget. Against, for example, you can select the specific service like EC2. You want to use the budget for the EC2 instance, because majority 90% of the times if you're using the EC2 instance, for that you can click on that. But I want to have the recommended for all the services that I'll be using. Okay, then we'll have the advanced option, aggregate cost by unblended cost, the blended cost, amortized cost. Let it be the default one, no need to do this. Advanced option, upfront reservation. Okay, I think this is sufficient. Let's move to the next step. Okay, so budgeted amount is $10. To change your budget amount, go to, okay, no need to do that. And everything is present. Why don't you create an alerts? How do you get started? So in order to be notified the state of your budget, you can create up to 5 different alerts. Okay, so I have specified $10. Maximum budget I can afford is $10. Now what if I am going to set a condition that after 70% of my budget is consumed, I want to have a notification. Okay, so I can set up to 5 different type of alerts based upon their budget amount. For example, create an alert to notify you when you have reached 75% of the budget amount. So likewise, you can choose that. Okay, so here budget is no alert threshold created. So add an alert threshold. I'm going to create an add-on. So you'll find here alert one is there. So you can add another threshold. Let's suppose alert 2 is there. You can create alert 3, and you can create alert 4, you can create alert 5. Okay, so you can create the multiple alerts as per your requirement. So I'll try to create a single alert only. Okay, this is alert one set, alert threshold, and you can have 80% of the budgeted amount. I want to keep it as, let's suppose, first is 50% of the budgeted amount, or 50% of the absolute value. Okay, so you can choose of the any of the budgeted amount is $10. 50% of the $10 is going to be $5. Okay, so you can select it for the absolute value. So absolute value will be $50. 500% alert threshold will be exceeded when the actual cost is greater than $50. Okay, so threshold value, I can specify the $5. If I'm going to specify absolute value $5, that means I'll get a notification once $5 is consumed. So absolute value you can specify here, or you can specify the budgeted amount. So in budgeted amount, I'm going to specify 50%. Okay. Now what we want to do is, how should the alert be triggered? So forecast, is it going to be the actual one, or is it going to forecast? I'm going to click on the forecast. That means if in any case 50% of the budget amount is going to be consumed, it needs to forecast it, and it needs to uh, send the notification. Okay, notification preferences optional. Email recipient, let it be Sahil Sharma dot. By the way, this will not be working because, of course, I'm not going to spend $5 first in order to show that this trigger is going to work. But otherwise, this is going to work. Okay. So there are. This is the first threshold, that at the 50%. Then add another threshold at 80%. Let's suppose the second threshold, I want to have 80% of the budget amount, which is again need to be forecasted, and I can specify the again this email. So that is how you can create the uh, multiple thresholds. So first one is at 50% of the budgeted amount. Second alert is at 80% of the budgeted amount. Then you can use the Amazon SNS alerts. So simple notification, you can click on simple notifications and choose the Amazon SRN numbers. You need to have it. Okay. Now you can create a new one if you don't have this SNS. And then chatbot alerts, you can have it. Okay. Chatbots is also one of the option. So likewise, you can be notified with the different options. Let's click on the next. Okay, attach options using the budget actions. Now once it get notified, so after notifications, what I want to do? So using budget actions, what is budget action, what you want to be done? A budget action allows you to define and trigger cost saving responses, your responses corresponding to whatever has happened, to reinforce the cost conscious culture. Okay, so what you want to do? Alert one, zero action attached. So I can attach, if 50% of the threshold value is done forecasted, and is notification is sent to this one, what action I want to perform. Okay, so for that I need to have a IM role. Let's suppose I want to perform, this is the demo role. Which action should be applied when the budget threshold has exceeded? IAM policy, control automate instances to stop EC2 or RDS. You can stop the EC2 instances. Stop EC2 or RDS. I want to stop the EC2 instances. Select then what particular region. So let it be Asia Pacific Mumbai region. Okay. So no instances found. So as of now, no instances are running. So I have selected this one. So similarly, if 80% of it is done, so you can still have choose the demo role, whatever role you have, and you can select from all these roles that IEM roles are going to have demo lambda role. So all these ECS instance roles that we have already created. Okay. So what action should be? Service control policy, I want to have, let's suppose I want to have employ the IM policy. Select an existing IM policy you want to apply. So for that I need to go to the IM dashboard. I want to have few policies that get automatically triggered once something is going to happen, once the budget is going to exceed the current one. So you'll find it a lot of options here. So Amazon full access and marketplace. Let's have find out cloud shell key, auto scaling full translate, code pipeline approval, load balancing, full access billing. Let's shut down. So you can choose any of the, let's suppose randomly I'm going to choose any one. CloudWatch agent service policy. I want this to be applied using when the action is when the 80% of the threshold is reached. So alert 2, I want to invoke IAM policy, and inside this IAM policy, I want this to be deployed. Choose a group on which you want to apply this. You can apply on the admin group. Okay. And click on the next. Review errors. Okay, there are few errors in this. So no instance is there. Let's suppose stop RDS. Since we don't have any of the instance running, IAM policy. Okay, choose a user group. Let it be user group 1. Okay, I'm going to apply to user group 1. Click on next. This is the review, the final one. Budget type, cost monitoring, and budget amount is $10. End date this one, start date this one. Period is monthly. Budget name is demo budget. Configure, I have set two alert 1 and alert 2. First alert is at 50%, second is at 80%, and this is both are forecasted, not the actual one. Then I have the attached actions. Once 50% is invoked, invoke IAM policy, and if it is 80% invoked, then invoke IAM policy and perform few of the actions, whatever actions you feel like. If the actions are not present here, you can create it inside this IAM policy. During the very beginning, I have told you how you can create your own policies. Okay, so let's create a budget. So this is how you can simply create the budgets. Anna Agarwal creation of action review. Okay, let's try to find failed to save. Budget permission required. Assume this much demo role. Please follow the instructions to grant assume. Okay, so budget has been successfully created. You can see $10 amount utilizes this much, current versus budgeted is this much. Okay, so this is how you can go to the demo budget and look for all the things that you have, budget history, and the two alerts not exceeded, not exceeded. So two alerts are present here. So this is the pretty much related to the budgets that you can have. Okay, then you can have the budget reports. Suppose your boss is going to ask you that present me the data in the last month, how much the cost has been there for using the AWS services. You're simply going to go to the budget reports. You can get the budget reports, create a budget reports, you can download it, share it with the required one. Then preferences, you'll get a billing preferences. Receive a PDF voice by email. You want to get a bill through email, receive a free tire usage alert to the email address, receive billing alerts, you can get the alerts. Then you have the payment message. You are going to default the payment message. Okay, so this is the card details, consolidated billing, and these are the pretty much the services that are being used. Okay, no need to do thing. Okay, so let's move to the next section, accounts. And accounts, you'll see the regions. scroll all the way. User contact information, communication preferences, manage AWS support plans, sign up for AWS government cloud. This is for the US only. US government is going to use a separate cloud provided by the AWS. So this is the close account. I understand this. I understand this. I understand. I understand. And close the account. Since let's see if we have been prompted, because few of the, okay, cancel. So go to the administrator. Okay. So you need to delete every of thing that you might have created. Do it later on. And the last one is the policies. AWS lend the basic execution role action. Let's detach this first. Detach from the policy, then detach. Okay. So few of the services will not be directly deleted because they are attached to the other services. Give me a second. Let me. security groups. Instance is running, one instance is running, and one keeper is present. Then one volume is automatically deleted when the instance will be deleted. It is auto attached. But I hope you have understood that once you need to shut all the services, and once everything is done, we simply need to go to the accounts, and under accounts you will find a delete account option, and make sure you successfully delete the account so that being you're not being provided with any of the charges. Okay, so this is just for the this close account option. Click on all this and simply click on close account, and you'll be able to do this. So I'll be deleting the multiple things, and I think there's need not to have any of the thing in this. So in case beta you have any of the doubt related to this particular training, you are most welcome to ask me the questions. Anyone is having any doubt? We are done with the session, so nothing new to discuss in the today's class. We are going to close it soon, and just hold on and let me take the attendance. Today's attendance is very important because we have missed the class, and today's attendance will be counted as one of the regular class attendance. Okay, so if in case beta you have doubt related to any of the points in this training, let me stop the screen share. Beta, you can ask me the doubts. Anyone having any doubt? Sir, the project is to be host a static. Uh, just give me a second. I have got a question, and it is Kiran P. Jose is asking, sir, the project is to be a host a static website, right? Yes, because this is the one which is going to be very simple one, that it does not require you to have a much of the services used. Hardly better you need to use two services or three services, not more than that. And moreover, if you dedicatedly sit for a day or two, 2 या 3 दिन के अंदर, you'll be able to figure it out yourself how you need to do it. So do we have to register a domain? No, run it on a local host. Okay, so no need to, even if, because if you're going to register a domain, maybe you need to buy it from GoDaddy or something. Even though that is not very expensive, for 99 rupees or for 100 rupees, you will get it for a month or so. That is totally up to you. Okay, can it be better? There is no compulsion from my end that you need to have the domain needs to be either it needs to be you need to have a public domain, or it is a local host, or any of the things. The only point is, when the examiner, when the evaluation is going to happen, you should have something to present, and you should be able to present that this is the website, which is of course not created by you, but you have taken that code, you have deployed it onto the cloud with following so and so services. Okay, so any of the question can be asked using the services that we might have studied in this due course of time. So can we just show it on the S? Yes, of course you can do it. Either you deploy it on the EC2 instance, S3 bucket, or you can have the code deploy. The third thing that I've shown today is the code deploy. You can do it. So do we need to make some PPT or a doc file for the project? But it's better if you can make a doc file. Okay, and the PPT, of course, when you will be presenting something, you need to have the PPT and the doc file. Okay, so I am still in communication with the university, so whatever update related to your evaluation parameters I'll be getting, and I'll pass it on to this DevOps and the AWS group. Do not leave this group, but until and unless you are done with your presentations and vivas, stay within this group, because still I'll be communicating few important instructions through this WhatsApp group. Okay, so as of now, the only focus should be making the project. After project, I'll let you know whether you are supposed to make the PPT, whether you are supposed to make a 5-page document, 10-page document, or any such thing. Okay, so that I'll let you know. And related to this course completion certificate, still that is in the pipeline. I'm in communication with the university placement department, so whatever decision will be made, I'll keep you posted every now and then. जो भी बेटा updations आएंगी, I'll keep you posted in this WhatsApp group. Okay, so apart from this, in this overall training beta, if you find anything that can be improved, or anything that you see is not good enough, or anything you find good enough, so you are most welcome to share your experiences and thoughts. And if you have not followed me on LinkedIn, please try to follow on the LinkedIn for more such industry ready tips and tricks. I'll be sharing it on the LinkedIn. Okay, so with this, I'll be closing the session. Anyone having any last words to say before we end this session? Beta, you want to say something before we close this session? Beta, anyone has any last words to say? You want to say something? Sir, last day to submit the project. Mm, Beta, I'll take the questions. I'll take all these questions and I'll let you know. Again, the answer will be same. Any last date as of now, I don't know the last date, but consider from my side tentative dates. अब मेरी तरफ से tentative dates मान के चलो कि आज 2 जुलाई है, तो try to complete this by 25th of July. Okay, because the next semester is most probably going to be starting on 25th, or RN is joining now. So the next semester most probably it will be starting on 25th or 26th of July, 29th July. Okay, so we are reporting at 25th or 26th. So try to complete it. You have sufficient time, but at 25 days you have with you. Try to complete the project up to 25th of July. Please do not delay it, because once you delay the project, once you are not able to answer anything in the evaluation, please make sure all the people that who will be examining you, they will all be my colleagues. So my reputation is completely in your hands. Don't be blank in the evaluation. In case you have any of the doubt, even on the day of the evaluation, जिस दिन आपका वाइवा है बेटा, अगर उस दिन पे भी आपको कोई डाउट आता है, you can call me, you can WhatsApp, and you can do any of the things. Okay, so I feel we have discussed couple of important stuff, and few of the things might you know already, and few of the things you might have learned during this training. Okay, and one thing also very important, better this just in this 50 hours of training, so we cannot cover whole lot of AWS and whole lot of DevOps, because even if you'll provide me 1 year of time, I can teach you this course in much more detailed or an elaborated way if we'll have the more times. But we have been restricted with the time, so we have completed majority of the services I've tried to touch in this 1 month of training. Okay. Second very important point is, beta, with this training, you have the foundational knowledge. I'll not say you have the very expertise in this cloud, but you have the basic and the foundational knowledge for the AWS very first certification. Let me, okay, better let me share the screen once again. So I'll tell you. So any of you, if you're looking your career path in AWS, okay. So in that case, let me show you the last uh, thing before I close this session. So certification path. Let's move to, I think I have shown it on the very first day as well. Okay, so AWS certifications. Let's visit this AWS certification path. And but this is the one, the whole lot of certification that is being provided with AWS. So we have been discussing this foundational level. But AWS cloud practitioner, this is the very first one and the very basic one, that exam that you can appear based upon the training that we have done. The first one is the cloud practitioner level. Okay, then the next one is the associate level, that the solution architect. For this you need to have a practice of at least 6 months. तो ये जो क्लाउड प्रैक्टिशनर है, फॉर दिस 1 month or 2 month practice is more than sufficient. But make this thing very clear, you need to have a hands on practice. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने 1 month का ट्रेनिंग की है, now you can appear for this exam. You need to have a 1 month or 2 month hands on practice. You need to do it yourself before you can appear for this cloud practitioner exam. Next, for the associate level, you need to have at least 5 to 6 months of practice. Right now, but I have been working on this, the professional level, that is the DevOps, AWS certified DevOps engineer. So this is the exam that I will be appearing for in a coming 1 month or 2 months. I'll be giving this DevOps exam. I want to be the DevOps certified by the AWS, so I'll be appearing for this exam. But you people can, if you are really interested in continuing this one, so you can appear for the cloud practitioner. Okay, so I hope the things are clear to you now. Okay, so better with this, I end up this session. So all the very best. Enjoy your summer vacations, and we'll see you in the next semester in the university. Okay. So till then, take care. Have a good day, and enjoy the July month.